let's do this. I'm going to do a little bit of framing here, and I want to talk about, and one of the things I did want to say, and I said it earlier, but I'm going to say it again, is that I'm learning this as well. So this is not okay, this is all baked and locked and everybody knows how to do this except for me. We're all on this journey together. So part of the thing I need from everybody is your participation and feedback so that we can begin to learn from this and also provide feedback to the technologists, the people that are making the changes. And that's a good news thing. There's maybe 15,000 people on this platform from 114 different countries. And as I said earlier on, there's no group to my knowledge in that 15,000 that's a very large group of people trying to, or not trying to, but intending to make this work and integrate it in. That will happen, but we are on the beginning of that, which gives us an opportunity to influence the direction of this platform to make it work for the things that we want. It'll probably work for more than what we want, but it's really targeted business, large and small. But, obviously as this network, we're kind of focused on small, medium business. So I want you to give me your feedback as we go through this. Let's see, this is let me see, I'm going to play this just so you kind of know. If you haven't seen this is, by the way, a video that if you're trying to explain or introduce somebody, it's 30-second video. Okay, so that was a 30-second video. You got it all figured out, right? It's all good. Okay, no, I'm just teasing, but anyway, so that was kind of an overview. Now let me what I want to do is kind of talk about this, and I want to frame it first. I've got I'm playing with some of the media sharing technology that they've got that's a little different. I can share the screen, but it does differently than Zoom. So I'm trying to use the new technology and see if I can figure it out as well. So first thing is I want to say is, why are we doing this? Why are we're calling this, this is Richardson Plano Networkers, but when I look overall, this is intended to be what I call a warrior networking platform. I hear somebody open their mic. Is somebody have a question?
No, that's me, David. I just want to be ready to answer questions.
Oh, okay, perfect. That's fine. You can stay open, and again, I just don't want the audio or anything to get wonky.
Nope.
Okay, so why? First of all, the purpose for doing this is we've been in existence since 2014. And we've gone through the pandemic, we've gone through, or the zombie apocalypse, as I call it. We've gone through a lot of challenges. We still are using a virtual meeting on Wednesdays and in person. We started as in-person networking. And I think everybody in the group at one time or another has thought, how could I save some time, have more impact, maybe connect to people that I have on other platforms. Some of you have given up trying to do any of your business with whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever. Some of you are successful, some of you are not. That's cool. Some people are doing it. So if you're really there and you've got it and you've made all the investment, you may not want to do this. But if you're really like most of the people in our network, you show up on a Wednesday or a Friday, you take advantage of it, you connect to some people, you get to know the same people, expanding your network, and then finding more people to serve or add value to becomes a challenge. The other thing is, if you're like me, and I know that not everybody is like me, but I have over roughly 11,000 connections on LinkedIn. I have connections on all kinds of platforms. Some of us are in multiple groups with multiple connections. I have obviously Richardson Plano Networkers and the Men's Breakfast Network and other things that I'm connected. And I'm always trying to figure out, okay, I know somebody over here, I know somebody over there. How do I integrate those? And so part of what I've been looking at, and everybody that's been in the group knows that my goal for this year of 20 for our group and for myself in particular is to have double the impact with half of the investment of my most valuable asset, which is my time. We're a not-for-profit group, not a non-profit group. I haven't registered as a nonprofit, but we don't have any excess money laying around. So we're not for profit, as I say, but we're not for loss. So we don't have a huge budget. So part of as a network group, and frankly, a lot of the people in our network don't have a lot of money laying around that just want to throw to do things. But I know a lot of us are investing money, whether they're with coaches or training programs or other things. So we want to improve the efficiency and to maximize the value that we can provide to people who participate or want to participate in our network, as well as expand our network. Okay, is essentially the high level why. Who we're really targeting is all of our members and partners, people that as members we are bringing to the table or whatever, and prospects, both local and online. The ability to integrate that, we've used Meetup, we've got a Facebook group, we've done some things. It's all kludgy, it's in different places, and frankly, all managing all the technology and keeping things going and communicating and everything, I invite don't draw a paycheck from what we're doing here. So I'm not asking your businesses or in your attempt to network and then bring that to have it manifest in form of something you could monetize or maximize your impact. That's not an easy thing to do all the time. And where we're at today is it begins now. So this isn't like, okay, and again, I've been saying the train is getting ready to leave the station for at least a year or so. And now I believe both the technology and what we have at our fingertips and tools are ready to us to begin on that journey for a number of reasons, which I've already shared some of those. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is what are we doing and how are we going to do it? First of all, we all sit there, we stand in a meeting, we say, okay, we're all about doing business, and people do business with people they know, like, and trust. I think the trust becomes the barrier when you're doing things virtually, whether it's on, Zoom or anything else. So first of all, both in-person networking as well as online, you connect with people. And then you have to struggle and find ways to follow up with those people. And there's two ends to that thing, right? One is they're available for you to have a follow-up. And two is you're available to have a follow-up. And so, wanting to is another thing. The other thing is we always do is we want to recommend people. We want to get to know them well enough, and we trust them that we also recommend. So part of your investment in the group is you're recommending not only the group, but recommending other people in the group or people that you're aware of. So your investment in our network is really to get to know the people in the group, and then over time, because it's not a transaction, over time they get to know you. So that's what we're trying to do here. That's what we've been doing for the 8 years we've been in existence. And then we hopefully get to, and I know a lot of the people on this screen that I can see, I would do business or I would recommend because I trust them. Once you've gotten to that and you begin to see impact, you begin to help other people, you get gratitude, you get some return on investment, you get some customers either from people in the group or they're essentially your marketing team. So that's what are we doing now? What are we going to do in addition to that? What tools are we going to do? You saw that little 30-second. The term, by the way, has changed. This is the ultimate social business platform. Media has been cut out. I've been harping on this now for almost a year at least, or maybe even longer than that, is nobody trusts media anymore. And if you want to argue that, we'll take it offline, but nobody trusts media. So this is a social business platform, and you'll understand why. First of all, we're going to focus today on free. So what you can do here for free. If you want to upgrade, that's an easy thing. I'll mention at the end, but that's not what I want to focus on today. I'm not here talking to anybody or working with anybody on this mastermind to say, let me show you how to be a paid member. Some of you have familiarity with that. Some of you are already paid members or have been paid over time. So the newest addition is what we're using today, which is this virtual meeting platform. And I'll explain some of the advantages of that. And there is a free version, which you have the ability to register for if you're on the BeeKonnected platform. If you're not on the BeeKonnected platform, there's not a free version for you. There's a $1 for a month, and then it's $49.95 a month. That's not what we're taught. We are the only ones that have access to the free version. What's been around for BeeKonnected for a while is this artificial intelligence connections, the connection generator. If you've been around, one of the ways I've connected to a lot of people outside of the Dallas Metroplex and connected people from the Dallas Metroplex or outside the Dallas Metroplex to people in our network has been through using that connection generator. As with, Facebook has, I don't even know how many billions of groups that people use. We have a Facebook group. We have the ability to create groups, and in those groups we have ability to create content that we share with those groups, both within the group privately and or outside to the world, or the world of BeeKonnected. And then the fourth component is you can post and have a news feed. You're used to a news feed on Facebook, whatever. There's a news feed only for the members. If you're a free member, you still have the news feed. You can still post on the news feed, but it shows up to the people that you're connected to. So, and then the thing is with the connections, you don't have a big brother deciding whether you can or can't be on the platform or not. And if you detect any animus there, you're paying attention, because it's like an Uber rating system, or maybe Yelp, where you have a 5-star system. So when you have an interaction with somebody, then and so we're kind of I haven't seen a lot of it, but if somebody gets on the platform and they're just really obnoxious and everybody does it, it's not, call up Dave and say, hey, this guy we should invite him out of the network, which doesn't happen very often on our network, but there's kind of a self, thing they're not going to get very, very well seen. Okay, and then the final thing, and then I'm going to take a break, and then I'll come back to the next slide. The major components is the online university. There's about $50,000 worth of training, from everything how to set up an online e-commerce store to how to leverage some of the other platforms like Facebook, whatever, things that a business owner would want to learn about or hope to get educated on in running their business. Okay, so let's take a break there so I can see everybody, because one of the things that nuances this platform, when I'm using that function, I can't see any faces. So I see Mohammed joined us and Todd joined us. That's great. Okay, so let me ask a question, open it up, and I'll say, okay, I'm going to answer that, or I can explain that in a minute, or I'll answer it right now. Looking at those things, totally in the raw, there's nothing wrong with it. What questions come to mind that you would hope that I would answer in this mastermind, or you would like to discuss in this mastermind, or later for that matter? And I might not have the answer, by the way, so just so you know.
So, as you know, Dave, I'm a free member of BeeKonnected, and I'm not active there. And I was looking at the university, and it might help to have a video on how to actually use BeeKonnected, because you say you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, but hey, I'm a visual person.
Sure.
So listen to you say do this or do that, it doesn't help me. But if I look, that's why I was really close. I was looking to see what the titles were, and it might make sense to have a how do you use BeeKonnected. That I could use. I would like that.
Well, let me say a couple things about that, Lloyd, and thank you for that candor as well. And the fact that there's, like I say, 15, 20,000 people on the platform doesn't mean there's 15, 20,000 people that are actively using the platform, because we're all, especially if it's free, right? We tend to go, okay, I'll sign up for that. I'll get back to it. So there's probably more people that would have your testimony on the platform right now, to be honest with you, than there are people that would have my testimony I've been trying to figure out how to make it work for the last 2 years and how it would apply. So the other good news is that the things you've just said, they're for the BeeKonnected platform in total. They're developing and have tutorials in each of the sections that both explain what's there and know how to use some of the functionality, which has been an evolution. And frankly, some of the technology has evolved to the point where I could train you how to use this today, but the training from 6 months ago would be different than today. So it's kind of a moving target, but I agree. And the one thing I did say, I said the 4 things that are available, or I want to be clear, is the university is available to either a premium member and or a VIP or a platinum. So those are, and those, by the way, there's only one paid member price, period. It's $49.95 a month, and that gets you everything that you can get here, upgraded and everything else. That's the last I want to say about that, because I really want to focus on the paid or the pre. So the university is available if you upgrade, and if you upgrade, you ought to upgrade to affiliates so that you can, as you begin to share this with other people, pre or otherwise, you can at least get credit for that as you go forward. So,
Lloyd, I've written your comment down, and we'll make sure that it gets to the right place.
Beautiful. Thank you, Randy. I'm appreciating you doing that. Okay, so anybody else? Any other? Just open up your mic, unmute, and then ask. Randy, do you see anybody? Oh, Alan Zartman, go ahead.
You said that if you get the free version, you can only post your postings to the ones you are connected to.
Right.
How does that determine who's connected to you? I mean,
well, you do that. Okay, that's a great question, Alan. So when you connect with somebody on BeeKonnected, that's an intentional act. It's like in the vernacular, in the way of doing business, and so in-person networking, you show up to a meeting, you say, "Hey, I would like to connect with Dave." You ask to connect with me, and you do it on the connection generator, and then it's a two-way street. I have to accept your connection. Once we're connected, that's how it happens. And you can do that. You can search for people, or you can let the artificial intelligence recommend somebody, or as we move forward, everybody in Richardson Plano Networkers will be on the BeeKonnected platform, at least as a free member. Okay. So, and one of the things we'll talk about is going forward in integration is I'm going to be looking for leaders in each kind of technology area. I think our roster where there's categories, and saying I'll work with, or actually Ricky Jean, is he still on?
No.
He had actually said he would volunteer to help people get their profile built, and I'll talk about that as I kind of explain this. But there is a process. It's not that hard, and we can help you do that. And then once we start to get help in doing that amongst ourselves, then one of my asks will be for you to pay it forward and somebody else in the network, you teach them how to do what you
Right.
did, so that we
And
can
and I
become
also will be available to do that.
right.
And as everybody knows, a profile is like a resume. Okay, if you just say, "Hey, I'm Randy Sabrick, I help people," that's not going to attract many people. So we got to figure out within the context of this offering, okay, what will help you the most.
Right. And if this is all abstract because you're not on the platform and or you have signed up but haven't done anything with it, then that's why the best thing to do is get on and play around, or set up a one-to-one with me or Randy or Ricky or somebody else that's already navigated that can kind of accelerate your process. So it's not the learning curve isn't that cumbersome, and that's part of our offer today. And again, I'm focusing on the free membership. So if something's there that I'm using that is not part of the free membership, I'll try to highlight that, just so it's not a bait and switch, or you go, I tried to do that and I can't. One of the things is that I'm using is what's called a widget that is only available on the Meetin platform if you are a paid Meetin customer. Now, the cool thing about BeeKonnected, again, we're the only ones that offer the free. Also, if you upgrade, if you're a paid BeeKonnected member, you get the full upgraded Meetin platform that's being integrated in now. We're in beta. At the same price that you would get it directly from Meetin, if that makes sense. So it really is. If you're going to pay $49.95 for an upgraded Meetin, you probably want to just go ahead and get on BeeKonnected, so you have all 5 things and that and other stuff. And if you want, for that same price right now, you have the ability to be an affiliate, which means that anybody that you refer that joins, that ultimately upgrades, you'll get $5 of the $49.95 or whatever that they're paying. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So basically, it's like if I refer it to Facebook, it's like requesting a friend, and they have to accept it or not to be connected. So basically, in a sense, works like that.
Yeah, like that, or like, well, actually, yeah, they have to accept it. It's kind of the same thing. I think with BeeKonnected, because it's a social business platform, is we're not on here to share cat videos and
Darn.
what we had for dinner last night and stuff like that. So it does cut down on the noise. It really does say, hey, I think I can serve this person, or I would like to get to know this person, or the connection generator said you ought to get to know this person. Because the cool thing about that is you have a public profile, which that's what we're talking about, creating a profile, but there's a component that's a private profile that people can't see. And that is, there's a profile that's kind of, and again, Randy told me not to do it, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's kind of like a dating platform. Like, you put in the things you like and the things you've done in the past, and the, things about you that you shouldn't put probably out there on your public profile. But there are things about you that allows the connection generator or the artificial intelligence to say, yeah, they're not doing the same thing, but boy, those two guys might really resonate. And I've been blown away personally over the last couple of years by the people that it's offered up to me, that when I look at their public profile, I go, yeah, I'm not sure why it's connecting, but I run my life by divine appointment. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that connection request, or I'm going to reach out to them. And it's been fascinating. I've learned a lot. And so, and again, the philosophy behind BeeKonnected for this online social business platform is the same philosophy that we have in Richardson Plano Networkers, which is why I'm still leveraging it. And that is that you show up to serve, you come in to help the network, and you build relationships over time. And then so back to what I prefaced this with, is nothing's changing there. If you keep your mindset and the skills that you have for serving and developing community that we have in Richardson Plano Networkers, there's a few more tools to make it better, make it easier. For example, if you've been in our meetings, on your profile, you can put a little video. You can put some examples of your products or services on your profile. Therefore, if somebody looks at your public profile, Rick Rawson does, and there's other people that can do or you can do, Alan, you can help them create a little video. You can put that video on the profile. we're going to start working with people to elevate their presence on that platform. And that's one of the value adds that we can do. And it's not like, okay, here's how you can improve your 30 seconds. No, this is like your profile is there once we've got it and you like it, just like your website, just like your, it will introduce you, if you will, to somebody. So then I can say, I've got a guy who does video stuff, and I was talking to you, and the person might be where a lot of, some of these people we've had on the masterminds from all over the United States or the world. My podcast guest yesterday was from Yorkshire in England. And you can connect with them, and I can say, I know somebody here in Dallas that does that. And they can do it for you, virtually. Or if you're moving to Dallas, like it seems like everybody is, then I can introduce you to somebody when you get here that can help you buy real estate or get your utilities or, whatever it might be. Right. Okay. Any other questions? I had
a question. It's
go for it, Chris.
Yeah, it's simply that, well, Alan, I'm sure Alan's run into this, but just with our company, we have to go through a specific social media program. So it's
not social media, and it's only unlike social media, it's invitation only. It's like you being part. If you can be part of Richardson Plano Networkers, and there are people, quite a few people in the current BeeKonnect platform that are financial. I know you have boundaries and you have to couch what you say, but this isn't like, again, all of those platforms, you are it's free and you are the product. You with me? So they're trying to, yeah. So I understand compliance.
My only point is I can have a personal profile on there. I simply can't have a so-called business profile. That's all. And I'm sure you already know all that. That's all.
The thing is, we're all personally, it's kind of interesting because to think or say that you're somehow it's almost like schizophrenic, right? If you're a small business owner or even an employee within a company, you always bring your whole self to the conversation, right? And so, yes, the intention of this platform is intentional business, not broadcasting to the world. You might have to measure, if you're posting on the feed, right? You can, or you can create. One of the things is if you're a paid member, you can create private groups where you can invite people in, and it's not like visible to anybody else. It's just you and your clients. I have, the intention to create some interest groups in there. So, for myself. So I know it's still a little abstract. Let me, if there's no other burning questions here, and I know we're not going to complete everything. So just, one of the things one reason I got Randy.
David, I think Alex had a question.
Oh, Alex, go ahead.
I did. I apologize there. So for your kind of private profile, would you say like your so-called dating, app of like your interests, your likes, are they like tags where like then the AI will pick up?
No, okay. You don't need the tags. It's not, it basically, you can do, there's some of those things in the public profile and the private profile. It's basically, I'll share some of my private stuff. I have, I have family. I'm a Christian. I align with, it's basically things that once you sat down with somebody and you said publicly, I'd like to get to know them, you would start to figure out and then say, hey, I really resonate with this guy or person, right? It's not a dating profile. It's just basically, you've had those one-to-ones with people where you go, wow, we really hit it off. It kind of helps accelerate that, introduces you to people. Even like in a room with 30 people, you're sitting around going, which person should I reach out to have a one-to-one? Here it kind of says, here's the 6 people that you ought to consider. And, there's probably things that you don't even see on their public profile that make that a good idea, is what I've found.
Okay. So maybe I spoke there, which I appreciate. That actually answered some questions I had. But like, would you say that like the AI picks up kind of like keywords from profiles to then align different members? Or
yeah, when you get into building, and by the way, everybody should register for free. Before we're done, I'll post a new tool that this particular platform brings to the table, so you can see kind of how that works. But there's a free registration link. What I would encourage anybody here that's already a free or paid member of BeeKonnected, you need to start inviting people for free and share and asking and giving them your link. If you invite somebody and I'm leading it and I'll say, okay, I'll send you a link. If you're in Rich Plano Networkers or whatever, I'll give them your link. So and there's a reason for that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but again, I mentioned it already, that if you ultimately decide to be an affiliate, or people that you've referred for free decide to start paying, unlike LinkedIn, where you can upgrade to, there's 70 million people on Sales Navigator, none of those people are getting paid for referring other people that whatever. So this is just an opportunity to plant some seeds, and because this is such an early stage opportunity, who knows, there may be, yes, Randy?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I've written a note down, and I think one of the major differentiators here is that this is an opportunity to take your business beyond your local neighborhood.
Yeah.
And all of these tools, when you put them all together, it's a business tool. It's not a social network. It's a business tool to grow your business.
Lloyd, did you have a question or comment?
Yeah, I had a couple questions that are probably in left field. One is, okay, what's the future for our current Zoom affiliation with BeeKonnected? What's happening there with that?
Again, remember I said there is no, the relationship that BeeKonnected has with Zoom is kind of like Meetin, in that it's a white label relationship. We weren't able to say you get Zoom Enterprise for $12.95 because everybody else is paying $400 a month to get all those functions. It's through a company, third party, called Working Live, and that relationship isn't severed as BeeKonnected and we move off of that. I'm continuing to keep that Zoom account that I have. Again, this is a new platform. If something breaks in the interim as we're transitioning, I don't want to be no backup, but you still that everything stays the same.
Okay, and just like Zoom, anybody we invite to this platform, they have to go and download it, put it on their system, correct?
No. When you invite, there's people here that I assume you just clicked on the link, right? If you're using a phone, an Android or an iPhone, there's an app, and it will ask you to download the app.
Okay, buddy?
Because you need that app processing to handle it, just like you have a Zoom app on your phone. But this runs this is running native in your web browser. There's not a computer app right now. It's just that. Okay. And remember, again, one of the differences here is nobody can register for BeeKonnected/Meetin. Meetin, I don't know, but to get the free deal and get the capabilities we have for free with Meetin, you have to be a BeeKonnected member, and to be a BeeKonnected member, even for free, you need to be referred. It's invitation only because we're trying to not end up with a bunch of spammers, bots, people that are just creating noise, which to me is beautiful, right? because it's about conducting business with people.
It's a business network.
Exactly. So this is social business. I still like the social because I think business is about building relationships.
Yep.
So that part's cool. Media, I
But
don't
it's not
trust
a dating
anymore.
app.
Yeah. And it's not like a broadcast thing where you're just trying to come up with cool and creative things that keep people's attention on their platform so that they can sell stuff to you and them and mine your data and sell it to other people. We don't do any of that. Plus, this is all, I'll say it right here, is the other reason we're moving off of this is our archived videos that are going to the cloud and the transcriptions of those videos and stuff are going to the cloud, and they're being hosted by a Chinese national in California. And ultimately, there's a lot of people that I work with that won't go do a Zoom because they don't want to lose their intellectual property to China. Right. So if you don't care about that, it's not a big deal. But for me, we're small businesses. We're at war, whether you realize it or not, with big companies. Amazon, I mean, I use them, but the reality is they don't care about us. This is a US based, Patriot based platform where we're growing it. So it won't explode. There's things that we'll work through so we can keep that control. But this is one of those alternate platforms like Rumble instead of YouTube, those kinds of things. Mm-hmm. Except this is very focused on business, very focused on you and I being able to talk, you and I being the only restrictions on this whole platform, if you want to say, quote, censorship or anything, is we don't want you posting nude videos because I don't want to see any of your nude videos anyway. And we don't,
or
want
vulgarity.
or trying to foment hate speech or get people, being, and I think that's anybody up would know that it's not somebody.
Not a political platform.
Exactly.
We got $2,500 from our account if we do that.
Yeah, no, no, we won't. Okay, so anyway, let me cover a little more information. It's 12:30. And again, this isn't going to be the last conversation. And in fact, I would appreciate you guys that are here. Number one, giving me the interaction. Number two is encouraging our brothers and sisters in Richardson Plano to get on the platform, because I'm going to start. You'll get credit for referring people to this platform. As we have three recommendations. You refer 3 people to this platform or to whatever, because you're then now giving them access to me and me access to them. So that's like a referral to the network. So you'll be able to qualify for things as membership as well as we go forward. And we're looking for other ways to reward people for getting on. And then if you want me to have a one-to-one with you, if it's not in person, it's going to be on Meeting. If you want me to refer you to somebody, it's going to be to somebody that's on BeeKonnected, that's in their profile is there. It'll make it a lot easier for me, more efficient for me to refer him to Alan Zartman if he's got a profile and I can say, here he is. I don't want to say, and you can put links to your website, you can put links to other social things on your profile if that's important, if you've already invested in that. But I want it to be intentional, just like it is, somebody who shows up in the networking group. Okay, let's. I want to do a few other things. Alex, go ahead.
Like, how simple of a process is it? And I just downloaded the app. But how simple is it to refer somebody or to send them the link? Is it?
Well, now that you registered, once you've registered, you'll have your own referral link, and no matter whether you're paid or free. And what was the did you get to the point where you defined what your site name was yet on your profile?
No, I haven't.
Well, yeah, so probably not. So once you get there, like it can just be Alex New, and then it'll be alexnew.beekonnected.com, and they go there and they'll see what you'll see when you log off here, which is our Richard RP Networkers referral site or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me do this. I think where was I? I want to make sure. I think this is the next one. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. This one slide again is talking about the free version. You saw that quickly on that 30 seconds, but on BeeKonnected you get 90 minutes. You can stream, like stream. If you've ever used StreamYard or any of these streaming platforms, you have to have an upgraded non-free member of Zoom to do this. But on here for free, you can stream. You can do a meeting and you can stream it at the same time to Facebook Live. Okay. Or to YouTube or whatever. And they'll have up to 5 different platforms ultimately, I think is what they're targeting. I don't know where they're at on that. That's in the process. It has, HD quality video and audio, which hopefully you're experiencing some of that. You can see it better if you're looking at speaker view, but so on. So that's that. I'm kind of blowing through this. I don't want to, but at every price level of the meeting platform, you can have replays, you can share your screen, you can have passcode protected meetings, you can have the virtual background, some of the things people have asked about. You can turn guests into co-presenters, as we're kind of in respects doing here. You can take the recordings on a free version. You can download recordings from the web. You only get like 3 gigs, so that doesn't last very long, of cloud storage, but you can download them and keep them. So if you have a meeting or a webinar and you want to record it, you can do that. There's iPhone app, iOS as well as Android, and then you can do the web browsers and stuff. So there's things that you can do, and there's more that you can do if you're on the upgraded platform. So I just want you to be aware of that. As people are, one of the things is if you join for a free member and you start having online one-to-ones and saying, let me get on my Zoom. Once you have your meeting account, which I'll show you how to do, probably as we go forward, probably not go through that today, is they'll say, hey, this is pretty cool. How do I get that? And then you just refer them to the platform. Okay, so we talked about the connection generator. Any questions about the connection generator? Just open your mic because I can't see, I'm looking at the widget, so I can't see both. Any questions about? I think you've asked some pretty cool good questions about that. You can see here the things that I think I touched on.
David, how do you find people that you would like to connect with?
So as a free member, you can put in their name. It will automatically offer up people. It's unlimited. You can do it as much as you want. It's just that in the advanced connection generator, you can say, I'm looking for anybody that's in this area or this industry or whatever.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. The other thing is this creating daily posts. I understood Alan and Chris, there may be some limitations on how much of that, but you can, like I share, here's my latest podcast guest, here's a link, and whatever. It's not exactly like the other platforms because it's very much like you would want from a business standpoint. It's not trying to keep you on. It's basically a community. Today, I want to talk to you about this. You can do posts like a TikTok-like video. They limit you to one minute, but you can do a 60-second explainer video or something periodically.
It's kind of like Rick Rawson's stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I'm working with Rick or trying to work with Rick to kind of figure out how we can integrate some of the stuff he's doing so that when he creates those videos for members in the group, you can post those videos on your profile.
Excellent.
And we can start working on how to remind people what you do. Because again, as I say about all the platforms, it's like in the middle of the ocean in a dinghy trying to get people to pay attention to you. Even if you were dying, they can't, it's like highly likely that the Coast Guard won't find you. That's kind of like the way it is on social media, getting noticed or being allowed to get noticed, especially if you're unwilling to pay them to get noticed. Well, paying here is $49.95 a month. That's it. And that gets you, by the way, I'll say it here. When I'm a paid member, and when I post a link, it goes to everybody, and in everybody's feed, they'll see my post. So there is an advantage to paid, but we're not saying, okay, pay per click, pay for this. You can spend lots of money on these platforms, with these platforms to get noticed. As we talked about the Bee Learning, there's, Scott Schilling has a thing on how to do good presentations. There's marketing, branding. There's a lot of things there. It's only I'm kind of glossing over that because it's only relevant if you're a paid member. So later, if you decide to be a paid member or you want those kind of functions, you already have them. You can go look at them in the site. Here's basically a summary level, and you can find these things, or I can show them. And if you are on the BeeKonnected platform, some of these videos and stuff and explanation, there's videos that do it better than me. I'm just not trying to do a full overview, just how do we apply it. So free gets you all these things here. It doesn't, with the upgraded version of the virtual platform, you have unlimited storage, unlimited replays, access to the widgets, which I'm using right now to show this. It's not a screen share. The unlimited connection generator, and you get those, which the additional things. The university is added for a premium member. The only thing I'll say about here is, if you choose at this juncture to upgrade, you definitely want to do it, because everything that's been done up to this point, if you do it now and they change it later, the price goes up or anything else, the commitment from the CEO, COO, and the leadership of the company is you're grandfathered in. So the deal you signed up for, you get that deal or better going forward. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what it is. So, but the thing is, at this point in time, the price of a premium membership that gets you those additional functions is the same as a platinum membership, which gets you those more functions, right? And also gets you the ability to be an affiliate. Okay, so
and that price will not change. Is that correct, David, for platinum?
Correct. Yeah, it's a good question, Randy. Yes, that price is your deal.
Good.
If it only way it would change is if it got better. I mean, got less. But if it goes up, your deal is your deal. But I don't expect that to happen. What will probably happen is the platinum, which gets you also, because this isn't like a multi-level thing. This is just, it's a affiliate program, if you understand those, and it's two levels. I'm not going to get into all that because we could take that. If people who want to be or already are affiliates want to have a separate discussion on that, I don't want to complicate it with that, but there is an opportunity to make money. Just suffice it at that. So what do you do next? What do I want to do? The implementation integration process. First of all, if you're not registered, register. Once you've registered, create your profile, which is both your public and private profile. I'm not going on a campaign to personally invite everybody in Richardson Plano Networkers or in my network at large to the BeeKonnected platform, and mostly not in Richardson Plano, because I want us all to be on there and working with each other to make this work and work better and make us get more recommendations, get more impact, get more business, for our community. So if you know somebody, and by the way, if you look at the roster, you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, where it says there's a little B above it. Everything in blue there are people who are already on the platform. If you see somebody already on the platform and they don't have a profile, you might want to encourage them to do it. If you don't see somebody that isn't already on BeeKonnected, just go ahead and invite them. It's not selling them. It's just, hey, register for this because, you know, we're going to be using this. This is it. We're going to be doing it. I mean, this is like the train has left the station, and in a good way. In a good way. This isn't like, and I don't want to leave anybody behind. And when you invite new people to the group, one of the things we're going to start saying is, and you know, when you leave here, you know, thanks for finding us on Meetup or whatever, but register for this so that we can, you know, be better, more effective. And some groups have that, by the way, already, and they sell that as a feature. And guess what? You know, that they charge like $175 a month to be part of those groups.
Wow.
Network in Action is one. I don't know what Master Networkers charges. Network After Work. All these have even, you know, to have your own profile, to be on the website, if you will, to be functional, you have to pay more. This is not, you can do this for free. So invite current members and your guests. If you invite somebody guests, follow up with them and they come, you know, and just say, hey, make sure you get signed up for, you know, a free profile here. Again, you're not, the money only, if you are an affiliate, the only time you make, free is free. You don't make money on free, but when people are inspired through their own business to upgrade, if you're the one that referred them, or you're the one that referred somebody who referred them, and you're an affiliate, you get paid. So, and it's no magic. You get paid $5 a month, which could add up, you know, over time. Assuming this expands from 15,000 to 1 million and beyond. And that's not a big stretch to see that happening. Okay. So then use it. That's one of the biggest criticisms that anybody that's been on the platform for a while is, I connect to people, I reach out to connect to people, and they don't respond. The reason being is because it's been evolving, and we're doing business, right? But if we get ourselves on it, then we're doing it. We can be what I call a product of the product, right? We can show how it works. We can make it work for us. We can make them make it work for us. And then we can do that. So connect with them, follow up with them. If you've learned things you can serve, have one-to-ones, use them, you know, whenever possible, use our BeeKonnected virtual platform to do it, and then recommend it to other people. And everybody you recommend that comes in as a free member, make sure they're good people. I mean, I'm not suggesting that it's our job to judge. However, you know, we want people like us. We want people that are here for business, not here to harass people, you know, not here to do that kind of nonsense. So, anyway, and so I'm not going to talk about that. No, I'm not going to talk about that. I think we were done. Okay. So this is some stuff, that was advanced or backup. I didn't want to get into that today because I knew we wouldn't have time. So I know it's a core dump, a lot of stuff, a lot to consider. What I would say is keep it simple, sweetheart. I was going to say stupid, but that would be mean. But, you know, keep it simple. Just register for free. You can't break it. Learn what you have. Connect with me. I'm going to show you another probably the coolest that I saved till last. One of them is for network meetings. You'll love this. Well, I love this. Remember we do in 30-second introductions? See the timer up in the left-hand corner?
Yep.
That's a widget. And I can edit that and make it change colors, and, you know, and so I don't have to do a watch or whatever if, you know, we're doing an online meeting. So that becomes cool. The other thing
you need that for me all the time.
Probably, I actually need it for myself more than anybody, I'm sure. Here's the one thing. I'm going to show you one that I created. Took me literally 5 minutes. And I did it before some other things, but those links, those buttons, it's called a button bar. And I created 5 buttons, and it's no simpler than if you click on any of those links, it'll open up the browser with that open. So if I say I want you to, you know, if you want to check out my podcast, I've got that over here, Warrior versus Zombie. If you want to register for BeeKonnected, if you aren't already registered for free, you can register there. or if you see somebody else on here that you like better, go ahead and that you know is on BeeKonnected, like Randy or anybody else, just ask them for their link, and then you can be their referral into the thing. This is the RP Networkers meetup. If you want to know where our meetup group is, you can go there. Our Facebook page is there, and so on. So, and then, like, if you're doing a meeting, one of the other features is there is a web popper. By the way, these functions I'm sharing with you, these are advanced. So you having these capabilities, you would want to make sure or figure out how you're going to use them for your business, and then it might make it worth paying $49.95 a month. I think $49.95 a month is you're probably a lot of subscriptions you could cancel, and if you're an affiliate, you can do
Dave,
that.
Can I just clarify something you just said?
Sure.
Because I almost got it wrong. What I think David is saying is, if you join at the $49.95 level, you don't have to pay more each time you want one of these.
No, those are
correct?
all those are all included.
Okay.
This is probably the one that's gotten the most excitement, if you will, is the call to action. So if I'm doing a presentation, we've had masterminds, right? We have speakers that come up, and at the end I say, where do we go with this? And they can have their call to action. They can say, sign up for my book or do this. So if you click on this link, it's a live link, and you don't have to post it in the chat or anything else. Over time, we're going to feature some people. And like when we do a spotlight, I'm going to say at the end of your spotlight, where do you want us to go after your spotlight? What's your website, or where would you like us to go? And if you have a place, it takes minutes to create a button, a link. So at the end of your spotlight, anybody that's online can click on that link and go to your website. So do you see the potential of more seamless value to people? And that's the intent, is to be able to do some of the things we're already doing, maybe do a few more things. But you can have unlimited call to actions. So if you're talking to this audience, you want this. If you're talking to this audience, you want that. So those are all, again, features. And then I'm not going to get into all of the additional BeeKonnected features that you can get for the same price. It's all bundled in. So questions. We got 10 minutes.
Hearing none, I'm just going to repeat something I said earlier. I personally see this as an opportunity to take your business beyond your local neighborhood. And I think that's important if you really want to grow and make some more money.
I've got a question. David, are they going to commercialize this on a broader basis? Like, for example, Zoom did, where people go out and buy licenses. I'll tell you why I'm asking the question, and this is kind of some support for what Chris was saying earlier. New York Life has an entire library of pre-canned posts that we can change up every day if we want. We can put marketing campaigns on, which are sequential in nature and trigger automatically. But the reason they're pre-approved is because the compliance police, so to speak, went through them and made sure that it was, met the purposes of the intended audience, so to speak. It also has all the required disclosures. I'm a registered representative and blah, blah, blah. I'm a member of FINRA and, all that gobbledygook. There are 3 platforms that New York Life, I guess, basically approves today, which are Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Those are the only 3 I can actually post these kinds of business kinds of posts. I could certainly do the private post, which, is sort of very, very light on the language. You very carefully thread the needle. But if they were going to commercialize the product to a point where I could recommend to folks at New York Life that New York Life take a look at BeeKonnected and see if that's another one that they would approve of, it really minimizes my work on my end.
It's a really good point, Alan.
Yeah. Actually, you just uncovered an opportunity for you if you choose to accept it, because they're bringing on communities. The real simple answer is absolutely. Meeting the subcomponent and BeeKonnected will want to be in that place, but it's 300 million subscribers for Zoom. We've got I don't even people that have actually added the meeting even to the free of the 15,000. I don't even know, right? So it might be so. But if you introduce it and say, here's something we could consider using, and they start bringing folks on, you could be the guy who introduced it to New York Life.
Yep.
And the cool thing about it is I'm directly connected to both the CEOs of CEO, COO, and the leadership of both of the whole thing. So, and Scott Schilling, who some of you have known from being, he's here in Dallas, part of our group. He's the VP of relationships. So if there's a conversation there, the answer is they would be ready to have that conversation. They're not focused right now on blasting it out to the whole market.
Mhm.
So we have an opportunity to kind of steer them to places that we know. It's kind of like an opportunity to get in and make some introductions, and who knows? Yeah, it's an aside. It's not what you do day in, day out, but it's an opportunity. That's kind of what I always do. I look for
And
opportunities.
it's an opportunity for you, okay, as a U.S.
Yeah.
Life representative.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I just I wasn't sure if this was going to be something that's proprietary to be connected in its entirety.
No, actually,
No,
to be very clear, I think we have like a 3 to 6, and again, because this meeting platform and stuff is evolving, and we have an early relationship with them. We are essentially their go-to-market for their free product.
Okay.
And they're eventually going to have a free product, and they're going to become, ready to handle the kind of growth that Zoom experienced at the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. And I don't know. So first of all, I'll say I don't know, but because they're not using some of these questionable hosting services, if you will, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but scaling capacity and stuff like that. You don't want to be like the dog who caught the bus, right? But there's no lack of intention to do what you described. I think that is in fact, I know that is in the plan, but I don't know exactly when.
Understand. Thank you.
Good question, Alan.
Good one. Yeah, I like that. We're thinking. That's what I was hoping. I really want people to look at possibilities here and say, well, it's not like this, or I already did this, or I tried this and it didn't work. I believe anything is possible, and we're working with something here that we can make it. We have some, not unlimited, but some ability to influence the direction and take some of these possibilities and say, I'd like to fulfill this possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've got direct line and open ears to make that happen. I mean, if you go to LinkedIn and say, hey, I want LinkedIn to do this, there's 700 million or more people on there. They're going to go, yeah, thanks. Throw that in the trash.
Maybe later, buddy.
Maybe later. Yeah. We'll
get back tomorrow.
To you on that.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. Anybody that's come out, I came out of, large corporate. So I know what it's like to have great ideas and things that they ultimately adopt, but, get a deaf ear. So anyway, any other questions, comments? It's 12:57. We'll have a mastermind next Friday. I have somebody teed up, but she hasn't sent me her information yet. So we may have a follow-on to this, and we may have a deeper training session. If that's going to be my backup plan for where we don't have a guest mastermind leader going till now through the end of the year. But we are going here, guys. So, and if you want to go with us, I'm actually going to start going through Luke I don't think Luke is on. Luke is we're starting to go through the membership, making sure who's really in the membership and who's not, who wants to play, who wants to take advantage of this. And this is going to be one of the factors is, are they on this platform?